Okay, in this video I'm going to cover how to modify an image of a car in Photoshop. So we can do things like lower the vehicle, for example, change the body colour of the vehicle, change the wheels, make them bigger, tints. We could go as far as change the complete background of the vehicle, blur the wheels to give it the effect of it moving, put it on a track. You can basically do anything you like. Put wings in it, turn it into a plane, maybe a helicopter, who knows. But what I'll start off today is with lowering the vehicle. So to lower the vehicle, effectively what we need to do is we need to select the vehicle and either bring the vehicle down to meet the wheels or the wheels up to meet the vehicle. So the easiest thing to do that is to select your polygonal lasso tool, which is just up here, and then once that is selected, what we need to do is we need to go around the underbody of the vehicle, around the arches, and then, like I say, either bring it up or down. The first thing we'll do is duplicate the layer, just in case anything happens with the layer that we do have. We've always got a backup there just in case, and also we may need to stretch or skew the image to match the background, but we'll get to that. So if we just click the magnifying glass at the bottom here, and then just click a couple of times just to zoom in, just to make it easier for you, and then we'll go back to our polygonal lasso tool here. So we'll just start at the back of the vehicle, selecting the underside, and then just work our way all the way to the front. Now you can take as much time as you need to do this. Obviously the longer you take, the better it's going to look. I'm just doing it a little bit quicker here just to give you some kind of an idea. Obviously the more you click, the more points that your polygonal lasso tool has selected, so the more curved it will be, as opposed to straight and jagged edges and things like that. So like I said, I'm sure yours will look much better than this, but just to give you an idea, just so you know what to do. So we're just going on the underside of the vehicle here. There we go. Again, you don't want to get any of the arch lining when you're going around the arches of the vehicle, because obviously if there was a bigger wheel there or the vehicle was lowered, the arch lining wouldn't be visible. And to be honest, picking a black car probably wasn't the best idea I've ever had, but it's such a lovely looking car, I just couldn't resist. So we're almost done now. And then the last bit, there we go. Okay, so we're just going to select all the image at the bottom here, so all of it is highlighted. And then we just need to go back to our starting point here. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to click Control X. In fact, we'll just zoom out quickly first. So it's just going to click Control X. So now we've cut that image away. So if we hide the base layer, you'll see that we've taken the bottom off the vehicle. Okay, so now what we can do is we can either paste the wheels in, or simply just move this vehicle down, which is going to be much easier for this. So as you can see now, just there we go. We'll just move it down for a second. Okay, so you can see the difference there. So there we go, we've lowered the car. Now the wheels look a little bit too small to fill those arches, so we just make them a little bit bigger. So the easiest way to do that now is basically select the base layer even, and if you click Control T, it will go to transform the layer. And then if you just adjust the slider now, you'll see you can adjust the size of the base layer. So maybe just move it up a little bit just to make it fill the arches a bit more. There we go. And then we'll just click the move tool. It'll just ask if we want to apply the transformation. We click OK. And there you have it. We've lowered the vehicle, so we've took it from that to that. Now as you can see at the top of the background there, you can see the difference in the two images, where one has overstretched the other. So what we can do is, if we, on the base layer again, if we just take our rectangular marquee tool, we're just going to highlight above the vehicle here on the layer. Now if we again do that and click Alt T while we've got the selected area, it'll ask, we get the transform again, but we only transform this particular area. So now we can move it up or down, and I should have done that on this layer. Bear with me 1 second, because it's this layer we've got an issue with. There we go. So Alt T, and then we'll basically move that up, and then what I'll do is, see, that'll stretch that image over the other one, but it'll do it without affecting the vehicle below. So we click that OK, and then get rid of that. In fact, you can still see it slightly, but that is basically what you would need to do. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and do it now, because it's irritating me. Right, there we go. There we go. So the whole background is just one now. Although it is stretched slightly, but you can't really tell, obviously, when you've just got the picture of the vehicle here. So we've lowered it now. So what else can we do? Well, we could change the colour of the vehicle. We could make it any colour we like. We could add tints. We could change the colour of the wheels. In fact, let's change the colour of the wheels. So I like a nice, like a dark graphite grey. So we'll go with that. So again, we need to select our polygonal lasso tool. Make sure we've got the correct layer selected on the bottom here, which is the one with the wheels on. Then we're going to zoom in again, just to make it a little bit easier for us to see where we're going. So what we want to do is we want to click the area of the wheel, because we don't want to change the colour of the tyre. Just want to affect the wheel, so we're just going to go around the edge here, in between the tyre and the wheel. Again, if you take your time, it will look much better. But I just want to do this quickly for the ease of use, and to obviously give you guys some kind of idea on what to actually do. Again, generally when I tend to work like this, I usually always cut, or copy should I say, from the base layer and then repaste it over, in case any mistakes are made, then you've still got it there. But for this purpose, I'm just going to basically leave it on this layer. So once we've got it selected, if we go up to image and then adjustments, and then where it says hue and saturation, if we click on that, we get these sliders here, which we can adjust everything. So for example, brightness, so look, we want to make them darker or lighter, or if we want to adjust the saturation of it, or the hue, anything like that. Now I'm just going to cancel back out of that and go back into it. The only issue with this is, well, not issue, but takes more time, is where you see it's getting darker. Generally, the middle of the wheel where I've also got selected obviously wouldn't change, because it's only the part of the wheel, not the inner part of the wheel, just the material, that will change colour. So if we go in here, again, you've got, brightness levels. You can adjust the brightness and contrast. In fact, I'll do that because that's much easier. So if we take the contrast right up and the brightness right down, just to give you guys an idea, but if you have a little play with it, you can, any colours you like, any brightness, etc. So we'll do with that then. Okay, so we've done that. So if we zoom out now, you can see there, actually it doesn't look too bad. The difference in the colour of the wheels there. So we're just going to go ahead and do it with the front one as well. Photoshop's all about working with layers. So think of them as kind of, you know, pieces of paper overlapping each other, and you're cutting pieces out to be able to see a piece underneath and overlapping them and things like that. So we're just going to quickly go around this wheel. Okay, and we're going to do the same again. So this time we're just going to go straight to what we did before, which I believe was hue and saturation. No, it wasn't. It was brightness and contrast, wasn't it? Yeah. So brightness all the way down, contrast all the way up, and then okay. And then to get rid of the outline, once you've done it, you can either click another tool, and it will ask if you. So if you click the move tool, in fact, it won't work because it's not transformed. Sorry. Just push Control D even, and that will get rid of any kind of highlight like that. So if we zoom back out now, nice. So you can see we've lowered the vehicle, and we've also changed the colour of the alloy wheels. Now, same principle applies for tints. So for example, say we want to tint this front window. So again, you would just get your polygon and lasso tool, and then you would highlight the edges like so. Again guys, I know I keep saying this, but the more time you take, you know, the further you zoom in, the better it is going to look. But I just want to do it like this to give you an idea. Actually, I don't want to cut that corner. There we go. So again, I'm on the base layer. Again, we're just going to go to brightness and contrast again. So as you can see, as I adjust this slider, you'll see nothing happens because I've clicked the wrong thing. It's hue and saturation and on. There we go, that's better. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Jesus. Schoolboy error. There we go. Now, we just want... I do have some kind of idea what I'm doing, honestly. Brightness, contrast, there we go. So, as you can see, there we go. So as we reduce the brightness, you can see there the tint we're getting. So we'll try and get a tint as close to the back as we can. So let's just fiddle with the brightness. I think that's quite close. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I reckon that's quite close. So again, okay, and then Control D to get rid of the highlighted area. So then we'll zoom back out. Yeah, that's not bad. There we go. So, in a quick 12-minute tutorial, guys, we've lowered the vehicle, we've changed the colour of the wheels, and we've tinted it. Now, if I select a new one, actually, in fact, let me just go back to the original image, because I will just copy that. And then we'll just have a look and compare them. There we go. So, as you can see, the original image there. In fact, I'll put it in as a layer. That'll be easier to compare. There we go. So we've got the original, and then now modified. So we've made the wheels bigger, changed the colour of the wheels, tinted the front window, and lowered the vehicle. And I must say, our new one looks like a monster. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and stick around for more tips on Photoshop. TTFN.